Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the greenbacks tumble.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. And we're broadcasting live from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains via telephone. Why? Well, a few seconds ago, we just got knocked off the internet. So, excellent. We just were able to switch back to the network. So, Captain John Regan, welcome.
Good morning, Vincent.
Good morning. So, how was your weekend?
Oh boy, it's one for the record books, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We had originally planned to go spend the weekend with Becky's parents, but the last couple of days of the work week, Becky was actually under the weather. Still was working, but suffering through some kind of sinus infection. And because of all the treatment that her dad has for his various cancers, they just couldn't risk him being infected. So we ended up spending the weekend here in Dallas. And one of the ways that it's being put is that in these last few days, we've had 4 seasons.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Some places were at highs as up into the 80s. We didn't get the 90s, so you might not quite want to include summer, or at least the worst part. But it went from kind of enjoying the warm weather where you don't have to turn on the heat. In fact, we were using the air conditioner because going into Christmas Day was in the 70s here, mid 70s, and on the Saturday it also reached like 75 here. And the bad thing is when you have high temperatures like that with a lot of moisture in the air, and then you get a cold front coming through, it's kind of like hold on to your hats. And it was a very slow-moving front. I was watching, there were temperatures downtown in the mid-50s while we were in the mid-70s. And it really took hours to get from downtown to the east side where we are. But in the meantime, we were sitting, Becky has a lot of Christmas shows that she likes to watch. Some of them are so old they're even on VHS tape. And we're sitting there and our phone's alert, and we've got a tornado warning. So we stopped watching the show, tuned into the local, one of the local TV stations, because tornado warning means that tornadoes are imminent. Tornado watch is when they're possible. And we look, and we were kind of like in the corner of the watch area. And at that time, where the tornado had been sighted was on the far south end. So we were, paying attention, but not too concerned at that point. So we went back to finishing off the show, which was near to the end. And not too much later, there was another alert come through on the phones. And we turned back, and this time it's starting to gear up in our area. And when you hear your street name being mentioned on the TV, well, I think it's time to head to the bathroom. And what I learned later on, reading the timeline of things, here in our normal times with all of our technology and the radar, at that point, the tornado was already on the ground. And we are talking about at a point less than 3 miles from where we live. That's how close we were to being affected by the EF4 tornado that hit Garland and killed 8 people. It's from what we can tell at this point, and this is subject to change, there were 9 tornadoes that struck North Texas. There was another one just east of that EF4 that had started as an EF4, dropped to an EF3 and hit Rowlett. And then a little bit north of there in Collin County is where the other 3 fatalities occurred, a total of 11 here in North Texas. The 8 in Garland were all people that were on Interstate 30 when the tornado came through. The tornado crossed I-30, and it took these cars off of I-30 and dropped them down where the overpass was, 17 feet to the ground. In Collin County, 2 of the fatalities were at a gas station in Copeville. And probably the saddest one was the death in Blue Ridge, which was actually a newborn. And was listening to that story on the news. There was a woman that was going out to check her property, and she heard her neighbor screaming, and he comes up to her with his infant and asks her, please take it to the hospital. So she does that, and this woman's husband joins the other guy. They were living in a mobile home that had been deposited about 100 yards from where it used to be. So they had a couple, and I think they had about 3 kids. So there were injuries. Both of the parents had to have surgery for broken bones. And unfortunately, during that time, they got the news that their baby had died. So it's been a rough weekend. And then today we get up, and while the east side of town doesn't have snow, you start going west, especially on the other side of Fort Worth. You don't have to go too far before they have 2 inches of slush. So it's been an interesting weekend here.
John, we really take a lot of things for granted. This was the marketing season, and there's an image on the internet of this man walking down through the destruction in Texas. And there's a man, I believe it was Texas, and he was going to bring a vacuum cleaner to his mom for Christmas. And he was wheeling this vacuum cleaner, an upright vacuum cleaner, down the road. And the road was, soaking wet, destruction all around him. And it just kind of puts in perspective that he wanted to do something nice for his mother, and the buildings and houses all around were destroyed. Very, very, very sad. And that brings to mind this point. I had mentioned this foam that we saw in our creek and wet weather, little streams from front of our house. And I'm repeating this for a reason. I thought maybe it was just our little area here in Missouri that had this foam from whatever was deposited in the sky that was raining down on us, that was collecting in these little nooks and crannies in the streams. And I saw on the internet the same exact foam from the downpour in Alabama. the same exact foam. And the reason I'm mentioning that is we may think that we are away from events that are happening, and we may not be very far away. It may be happening to us. We just don't know it. Let me give an example. So John Statmiller came over for several days here, and he spent Christmas with us, and he showed up. He said he was coming armed, and I said, well, great. But what he meant was he was bringing his coffee maker and his coffee beans, and he brought water with him. And he had this container of water with a spout because he didn't want to drink our water because I told him about the foam. Well, we filter all of our water that we drink with a ProPure water filter. This is not a commercial. This is just the way it is. And he was concerned that our water might be contaminated. But while he was here, we saw the same foam in Alabama. Now, here's the point. So if you have a downpour like you had and we had, and we're still having right here, and we've had it for 7 days, and everything's flooded around our farm. Well, that water is going to go to the lowest point. Well, and it brings with it everything that it picks up. So cow poop, cow pee, fertilizer that people have in their garages, insecticides that fall off the shelf and get knocked over, and that goes downstream. It gets mixed with the water, and we get to drink the motor oil that's mixed with the water, and the gasoline from the gas cans, and whatever else might be in the garage, and the pet food. And I mean, all these things get mixed with the water, and it heads downstream, and ultimately it goes into rivers and lakes and ponds, and it becomes drinking water. So for those of you who don't have one yet, I suggest you get some kind of a water filtration system. So for your drinking water. And I suggest you get a gravity-fed one that doesn't take batteries, doesn't take electricity, that will work when everything stops working, when the grid's down. It's not a commercial. I just think that you should get one. And John Statmiller was so concerned about our water that he brought his own. And I thought that was quite fascinating. And the water that he might have brought with him probably came from a municipal water supply. That would be just treated water. We'll be right back with Captain John Regan. I'm Vincent. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Attention, all men. Are you urinating more frequently? Do you wake up to urinate? Are you having a slower, weaker stream? Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Super Beta Prostate is guaranteed to support a more complete emptying of your bladder, a fuller, stronger stream, and less waking at night to urinate.
Super Beta Prostate is a product that I really like. I endorse it. I use it myself. I was very pleasantly surprised that Super Beta Prostate helped me fairly quickly.
Super Beta Prostate is formulated with a natural plant enzyme called beta-cytosterol. It's so powerful, you'd have to take 100 saw palmetto pills to get the same sterols as just one Super Beta Prostate tablet. Don't ignore the warning signs of your aging prostate. Call now to get your free bottle of Super Beta Prostate. Call 1-800-853-1203. That's 1-800-853-1203. 800-853-1203.
As the cold and flu season approaches, Silver Lungs is ready to help you and your family through the toughest of the year by supporting your immune system and overall health. From our best-selling colloidal silver generating system to our entire line of silver-based skin gels, nasal sprays, soaps, and silver solutions. Silver solutions remain one of nature's most powerful and least expensive antibacterial agents. Now you can produce your own for pennies a day in the comfort of your home using the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. Learn more today at www.silverlungs.com.
Class Captain John Regan's with us, and we were talking about the storms, and it's been raining. We haven't had many problems here. It's just been raining for 7 days. We've had 8 inches of rain. There's flooding, and as John Stadtmiller was leaving to go back from Missouri to Texas yesterday, we videoed his car going across our wet weather creek, and the water was over the center point of his axles in his car. And what we're saying is the water was up to the doors on his car. And he was able to get through. I was concerned that his car was going to get picked up and washed over the low water bridge and get damaged, but he was able to get through it. And he attributes that to having wheels with slots in them, so the water could run through from one side of his vehicle, run under the car to the other side, and come out rather than having more solid wheels. So he was able to get out of our little area on the dirt road, and I looked at. I went out there and looked at the dirt road, and it was washed away, and that was yesterday, and that's nothing compared to what it's going to be like when I go out today. It's going to be even more washed away, and we have some guests here, and we're not sure that they're going to be able to leave for a while. I might have to go out with a backhoe and fix the road to get some of the other vehicles out of our little area. And what happens is there's a lot of streams and creeks here in the Ozarks, and you can't always get out when there's a lot of rain. So, John, where do you want to start today?
I just want to finish up a little bit on the observations. So far as we know right now, nobody that was living in a regular home, not a mobile home, has died. And that's still subject to change. But, that's the good news. Also, since these are still relatively normal times, not the really big bad stuff that we do talk about. A lot of people still have normal lives, and they're doing what Americans typically do, is help their neighbors. Unfortunately, there's also the people that come out during disasters and try to take advantage. So there are still some areas closed down and have heavy police patrols to prevent looting. There's still some dangers out there because there's a lot of downed electrical wires. At the height of the storm, 50,000 people had lost power. That's now down under 5,000 of course, those in the hardest hit areas, power's the least of the problem. You've seen the pictures. Some of those homes just don't exist anymore. In all, at least 600 structures were damaged or destroyed. So I look at this a couple of ways, and while there's still the technology, next time that we're in a tornado warning, we're going to go ahead and move to an interior room, because by the time the tornado was there, we would have known about it about 10 minutes afterwards from the TV, and that's with today's radar. So just imagine we get to a point, if the grid's down, there is no radar. You don't even have those warnings. I would say that's probably one of the reasons you want to have a good dog on your farm to alert you when things are happening. That was one of the things about when we had Lady. We knew before the weather people did that a thunderstorm was on the way. And while 50,000 without power might sound like a lot, this is North Texas, and there's times we get severe thunderstorms, or times we get severe icing in the wintertime, and we can end up with more than that without power for even longer periods. So in the scheme of things, it's not bad, but as with tornadoes, it does do extreme damage to a small area. Continue after the break.
And let's, John, when we come back, tell us why you mentioned it was time to head toward the bathroom. I think that's important to share with our broadcast classroom. So when a storm's coming and it's a tornado and it looks like it's going to be high winds, tell us why we.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. If you or someone you care about loves outdoor adventure, then check out slingbow.com for some unique holiday gift ideas. That's slingbow.com, where we have some innovative new products for the archer, hunter, or bow fishing enthusiast in your family. Now through January, use the promo code HOLIDAY to get free shipping in the US or Canada. And from all of us at Slingbow Industries, have a safe, joyous, and peaceful holiday season.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Class Captain John Regan's with us, and during a previous segment today, he mentioned that it's time to head toward the bathroom. John, tell us why, when you're when you're facing a tornado, that you would do something like that.
And it's probably even more important with the stronger ones, but even an EF0 causes problems. We had up to EF4. And, of course, we know other places like Joplin and Moore, Oklahoma, that have experienced EF5s. But when you get these strong tornadoes, especially it's 200 miles an hour winds and above, they put off a lot of projectiles. And as they damage structures, they create more projectiles. And it's not uncommon to see these 2x4s and other objects embedded deeply into other houses or cars, or it's another reason why you don't want to be out in this. You can hit a person as well. And by going to an inside room, that gives you basically more walls for these objects to have to travel through to get to you. Mm-hmm. And also typically by getting into a bathtub or a small room, that when things collapse, if that happens, you tend to have some close by walls or objects that help keep the bulk from being right on top of you. And that's if you don't have a safe room or a tornado shelter.
Mm-hmm. And what you're talking about is if you're lying down in the bathtub, you've got walls that are vertical in like the bathtub that are very, very close to you and can protect you vertically should a wall come down on you. John, I remember watching a video of storm shelter testing. And what they literally did was they had a university test some of these steel structure storm shelters. And literally what they would do is they would shoot a 2x4, 8 feet long, out of a specially designed cannon. And the 2x4 would be a projectile, and it would go flying at about somewhere around 90 miles an hour into the sides and door of these steel storm shelters. And that's one way that they would test them for effectiveness. And if the 2x4 went through the walls, obviously they failed. And that really is a problem. I did go to Joplin the day after the Joplin tornado, and what I saw was absolute devastation and destruction. There were buildings totally gone. There was a man who had a garage, a 24 by 24 foot garage, and he was standing on the pad where the garage was. And it looked like it could have been, a great place to play basketball, shoot hoops, except there was no basketball goal, no pole, there's nothing there. And he said, my garage was here. And it literally looked like someone had swept this concrete pad, and there was nothing there. Nothing. Not even, objects the size of a marble. It looked like it was swept clean. There were houses that were missing. And what was very interesting is there'd be a house on one side of the street that was undamaged. And the other side of the street, there was a house where an entire side wall of a 2-story house was peeled away, like one of those doll houses. And you could look and you could see the dresser and you could see the bed, and the bed had a bedspread on it, and the bedspread was there, but the side of the house was missing. It's very, very, very unnerving and very, very sad. And you talk about going to a low area so that you're less likely to be hit with these projectiles. If there's a little depression in the ground, you can get in there and you'll be less likely to hit by these 2x4s and flying objects, pots and pans, and whatever else might be flying through the air at 90 miles an hour or so. And there was a woman who went into one of these depressions, and everything was good. She survived all the flying debris until a piece of steel flew on top of that depression she was in, and she couldn't get out. And then it started flooding, and she almost drowned in this safe hidey hole that she found. Unfortunately, she was rescued in the nick of time, but she had almost drowned. So we need to think about these things. And so here is a list. I'm going to post this on the website, USA Prepares, during the next commercial announcement. But if you're in a house with a basement, you want to avoid windows. Okay? You want to get into the basement or under some kind of sturdy protection, a heavy table or workbench, or cover yourself with a mattress or a sleeping bag so that the impact will be lessened. Know where the heavy objects are that rest on the floor above, like pianos and refrigerators, water beds, and don't get under them because they may fall through a weakened floor. If you have a house with no basement, a dorm room or an apartment, avoid windows, get to the lowest floor, and get to a small center room like a bathroom or a closet, as John Regan was advising. And that's because there are probably more walls for objects to have to penetrate, and ultimately they'll be either slowed down or stopped by the other walls. That hopefully. If you're in an office building, go to an enclosed, windowless area in the center of the building if you can. Get away from the glass and crouch down and cover your head. Stairwells are usually a good place to take shelter. Why? Because there's usually a lot of concrete there. Stay off the elevators because you could be trapped in them if the power's lost. In mobile homes, it's really simple. Get out. And the reason is mobile homes seem to have the potential to go airborne much easier than a stick-built house or an apartment building. And that's what you were talking about, John, that seemed like no one was killed who lived in a house or a building that was not a mobile home. It was the mobile homes that were the problem. Is that right?
Well, it's that, and plus in Garland, all 8 deaths were people in cars. They were stuck on I-30, and being dark, I'm not even sure they could see the tornado until it hit them.
Mm-hmm. And so at at school, you follow the drill. You go to the interior hall or a windowless room and crouch down and keep your head down and protect your head with your arms if you can. You stay away from windows and large openings like gymnasiums and auditoriums. Now, if you're in a car or truck, that's extremely risky in a tornado. There's no safe option when caught in a tornado in a car, just slightly less dangerous. And you want to drive away from it if you can. And that's one of my pet peeves, that in the state of Missouri, we have engineered prevention systems to prevent us from getting out of the way of a tornado. And we call them cheese graters. These are those cables that prevent you from, if you're going west on the highway and you see a tornado in front of you, you can't cross the grassy median because whoever it was that was mentally defective decided to put these cheese graters across the medians, or to prevent you from crossing the medians. And you can't get to the east lane if you're in the west lane. They've enabled a barrier to that. So and I have seen this. I've been in our truck and I saw a tornado dead ahead, and I wanted to turn around and I couldn't get off the highway. The people from that were behind me were pushing me forward. The people in front were slowing down. The visibility was decreasing very quickly, and there was no place to go. It was engineered for us to have no place to go. It's an absolute outrage. So, and if you're in the open outdoors, you want to seek shelter in a sturdy building. If not, lie flat and face down on the ground, low ground, protecting the back of your head with your arms. Get away from trees and cars as best you can, as they may be blown into you during a tornado. If you're in a shopping mall or a large store, watch out for others. I mean, panic could get you run over. So find a small enclosed area away from the windows. And if you're in a church or a theater, move to an interior bathroom or hallway away from windows. Crouch face down and protect your head with your arms. If there's no time to do that, get under the seats, the pews, and protecting your head with your arms and hands. And I found that on a website called spc.noaa.gov. I'll post that during the next commercial announcement, so you'll be able to read it and share it with your loved ones. And John, the time to do that is not after the event. It's before the event.
Yeah, once the event happens, it's come as you are. And I was listening to the news. What they said was, this is only the second time in the last 50 years that Dallas County's been struck by an EF4 tornado. So it's a rare, strong event. The good news is that these homes that were damaged and destroyed likely were, in this day and time, having mortgages, which means they have homeowners insurance, which means over the next few months, these people will be able to have their homes rebuilt. A lot of times they lost their belongings too, and adding insult to injury was the rain that happened afterwards. So what the tornado didn't destroy and toss away, now they don't have roofs over their heads. That water does a lot of damage too. And go ahead.
There was an image on the internet of one of those self-storage facilities, and it got ripped apart, and the stored items in those storage rooms, if you will, or lockers, was out there for everybody to see, get rained on, and you couldn't tell whose was whose. It's all just kind of mixed together. Very, very sad. So if you think that your possessions are safe in a storage center or a storage locker or self-storage, maybe not. So have a plan, and that's what we did. Over the weekend, we talked with those who were visiting us, and we talked about the plan, three routes, color-coded routes to get from, let's say, school to home, so that we won't be looking for someone on the wrong route. We'll talk about that when we come back. By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration system and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Chronic inflammation is now known to block your ability to repair and compromises your immune system, making you more vulnerable to all diseases. Since poor diet, injuries, or stress are all contributing factors, many people suffer from inflammation. Your body's number one means of neutralizing inflammation and the pain that it may be causing is glutathione. Glutathione is the body's number one peptide to neutralize free radicals and thus stop inflammation.
Hi, my name is Jason. I'm 44 years old. For 10 years, I had been suffering from chronic pain in my abdomen and groin that radiated down into my feet. After 3 weeks on One World Way, the pain in my feet reduced by 50%, and the overall pain in my body reduced significantly as well. I ran out of One World Way, and the pain returned. I got another container, and again, after 3 weeks, the pain reduced significantly throughout my body. I'd highly recommend One World Way to anyone dealing with chronic pain due to inflammation.
Call 888-988-3325 or visit oneworldway.com. That's oneworld, WHEY.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99 and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Are you tired of commuting to a job that makes someone else rich? Working harder than ever, but getting nowhere? Do you hate spending hundreds of dollars every week on daycare? Having someone else raise your children? With our opportunities, you can start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss, work from home, and live a happier life. At Be the Boss Network, you'll find hundreds of work-from-home opportunities that you can literally start today and be earning money as soon as next week. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You get to be the boss. Get out of the rat race. Work from home. Go to freedom106.com right now and change your life today. That's freedom, the number 106.com. Go to freedom106.com and start earning money as soon as next week. You be the boss. Go to freedom106.com.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
Captain John Regan's with us, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. And John, I just posted the tornado safety tips at usaprepares.com. So, class, if you'd like to go to that link, it's ready to go right this second. Captain John Regan, what's next?
Well, in these modern times, we've got communications, we've got weather satellites, we have weather radar. We know a lot about when these strong events are going to hit us.
Mm-hmm.
If we're in the grid down situation, we no longer have those alerts. We can't really tell the difference between a thunderstorm and a hurricane coming on shore or a tornado getting ready to come through.
Mm-hmm.
So you need the appropriate shelters. One of the seminars I was fortunate enough to see at one of the expos was Johnny Delirious with the concrete homes that are tornado resistant. And I know a lot of people out there might not be able to afford getting a new home like that. You can check out Mother Earth News, and they have earth bag homes that you can build in a dome shape. And while it wouldn't be quite as good as concrete, it'd definitely be better than these, wooden frame houses that these strong storms can just tear apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you get in that other side of the event arena, you're not going to have the resources to rebuild with that you're used to having in today's world.
That's exactly right. And Johnny Delirious has been to a number of our expos, and he considers himself a master survivor, and he lives in a concrete dome home in Texas. And this is a monolithic dome home. And the way this works is they make like a balloon, and they put steel reinforcing bars over this balloon. So it has this steel structure. And then they spray layer upon layer upon layer of concrete that's supported by the balloon, and the concrete attaches to this rebar of steel. And ultimately, it's like an eggshell, a half an eggshell. And it's really, really strong. They fired 30-06 rifles at it, and all it does is just kind of nick the outside, and the projectile just ricochets off it. It's really, really strong, and if you like that kind of a structure, it certainly makes sense. And I asked him about his heating system, and he said, yeah, I think they were about $20. He went to one of the big box stores and bought one of these electric heaters, and that's his heating system. That's all he needs, because it's so well insulated on the inside, and the outside, the snow and the rain just sheds right off it, and it's not going anywhere because it's literally on a concrete pad, and the dome is attached with rebar and steel to the concrete pad, and it's just not going anywhere. It's too heavy to just blow it away, and it's aerodynamic enough to not cause enough wind resistance to have it tip over. And it's so heavy. So he loves his, and he says that they have some rental units out that way that if they got trashed on the inside by a previous tenant, you just take a hose, take the furniture out and hose them off on the inside, and they're good. They're good to go when they dry out. So it's an interesting way to go, and I would certainly consider a concrete structure going forward. Wow, Captain John Regan, we have gone through 1 hour today talking about the storm. We haven't talked about a single thing that we wanted to talk about that's on our schedule. So when we come back, class, if you would go to thefinancialstateoftheunion.com, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com, and click on the news tab, you can follow along with us in class. And I think, John, are you going to start with button pushers?
That's where I'm going to start. Just make sure that you've got your blood pumping.
Okay. I will do that. I'll turn it up a couple notches. All right, John Regan's with us. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. Please don't touch that dial. We will be right back. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
A revolution in body protection has arrived only at FortressSurvivalLLC.com. Introducing the revolutionary patented Level 3 Bulletproof Vest. 100% Kevlar, 100% American made. Concealable, fully adjustable, and the lowest price on the market. Adult size normally $289.99, now just $250. Kid size normally $239.99, now just $200. Get affordable protection with a Level 3A Bulletproof Vest from FortressSurvivalLLC.com. For thou art my rock and my fortress. Psalm 31:3.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Here we go, hour number 2 with Captain John Regan. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USAPrepares.com. Quick announcement, class. Tonight, looks like there's going to be a meetup at Jimmy's Egg. Silent Night is hosting. The topic is time travel. Time travel with Silent Night at Jimmy's Egg tonight in Springfield, Missouri, 4:45 to 8 p.m. I will not be there, but if you're in the neighborhood, you may want to consider attending. And we've decided, Captain John Regan and I had planned to broadcast a 2-hour special about Fukushima, and that would be Fukushima 104 and 105 today. But because of the discussion with the Texas tornado and the storms that we're having here in Missouri, we're postponing that until tomorrow. So Captain John Regan will be with us for 2 hours tomorrow, and we'll be continuing the special on Fukushima. By the way, the governor of Missouri has declared a state of an emergency because of all of the rain. We've had a week of rain here at the farm, 8 inches of rain, and the ground is absolutely, positively soggy. I don't believe that we can leave our farm. I think we are stuck here. I think the road has washed away to the point where maybe some four-wheel drive tall trucks could get over some of these washouts, but I don't think small cars can. So our plan for after the broadcast is to go out there with the backhoe and fix the road so our neighbors can get out for supplies if they need them. But I don't think that that's assuming they can get across the low water bridge, which is probably well over a foot of water running across the road right now. So it's not good. And, these things happen. They really do. And that's why we broadcast the message right here of be prepared for whatever the emergency may be. So there are television shows that talk about what are you preparing for, an EMP or whatever. We want you to prepare for everything. And I'm very serious about the water situation. And here's just one more little bit about that. I was out looking out the back window off the out the kitchen there. I was looking at our well, and our well cap, and our well is the well cap is higher than the surrounding ground, but not all wells are. So even though we are protecting our immediate water supply underneath our farm from contaminants getting in our well casing and traveling down the well casing right into the underground water supply, our neighbors may not. They may have some toxic items maybe in their garage that's right next to their well cap, and that might have spilled and gotten washed down into the rainwater and traveled down the well casing into the water supply underneath their well, which would be connected to our water supply. So keep that in mind as you consume water. Think about, maybe it's not as safe as you'd like it to be. Just one more reason for you to consider filtering your water somehow. And there are plenty of good water filtration systems. Consider getting one. It doesn't matter to us where you get it from, but consider getting a system. And if you don't want to get the whole system, get the water filtration cartridge and make your own out of a 5-gallon bucket. Okay? You can do that. You can take a 5-gallon a clean plastic bucket. You can get them from a bakery where they buy icing that's already pre-mixed and has a lid, and you drill a hole in the bottom of that plastic bucket. You put one of these water filtration cartridges in there and fill that with water, and water will come dripping out of that water filter. That's a real easy way to go. So please consider doing something so that you'll have safe and clean drinking water, one that does not require city water pressure, like reverse osmosis. That's great, except it wastes a lot of water to provide. I think you waste about 9 gallons for every gallon of filtered water through a reverse osmosis system. We used to have one. We don't have one anymore. It's just much easier for us to use the system we have. In case you're wondering what we use ProPure. John Regan?
Well, I know you, with the holidays, had a couple of days away from the microphone, and when that happens, you get up there. Okay, what's this button for now? And
yeah, that's what I'm looking. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. All these buttons.
And you're sounding a little bit mellow, so I thought I'd start off with the button pushers. Just to add some kick to that caffeine that you had.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, first up from the People's Republic of Seattle. The link is called Gun Violence Tax, and a judge has upheld this. There's a new tax on firearms and ammunition. $5. Let's get down to where it is. $25 for every gun sold, plus 2 or 5 cent taxes on each round of ammunition. But don't worry, you got the $15 minimum wage to make it more affordable.
Wow. John, so under this new Seattle gun law, gun sellers will be taxed $25 for every gun sold, plus 2 or 5 cents tax on each round of ammunition. Now, do we know if, let's say I lived there, and let's say I wanted to comply with this law. I mean, I don't know if it's a suggestion to me or not, but let's say I were willing to comply. So if I sold my gun to you and you lived in the same area, would I have to pay a $25 tax to these thugs that had nothing to do with you and me and that transaction?
I haven't seen the law. It does say gun sellers, not gun dealers. So it may be a transfer
it says gun
tax.
sellers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now I think if we're going to do that, let's talk about how ridiculous this is, how oppressive this is. Let's say I had a flashlight, and you liked my flashlight, and you said, "Hey, Vinny, will you sell me your flashlight?" And I go, "Well, sure. I mean, if you need it, okay, I'll sell you my flashlight." And then why not have a tax on that flashlight transaction? And why not? Let's say I was at your place, and I saw that you had two drills. Two drills, and I said, "Wow, that's a really cool Black & Decker drill. I haven't seen one like that in a while. Would you consider selling one to me?" And you go, "Yeah, sure. If I've got two, I'll sell you one." And then you forward that $25 tax because you sold me a drill. I mean, this is insanity. Absolute insanity. Because let's say that drill were then sold to another person. So there's the first sales tax on the drill. Then there's a second $25 tax on the drill between you and me. And then let's say we sell it to another person. There's another $25. When does this stop? Actually, it shouldn't even happen. And let's put it onto refrigerators and freezers and washing machines. Why not? How many people have been stabbed to death with a pencil? Let's put the tax on pencils too.
Well,
actually,
let's not forget. We had that woman in Las Vegas kill one and injure dozens by driving her car on the sidewalk. Where's the liberal outcry for a waiting period to buy cars and all the additional stuff they want to do with guns?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's an article that I was looking at over the weekend about two people that were shot by a cop responding to a domestic problem. And it says here, shoot first, ask questions later, the bloody aftermath at home where Chicago cop killed family son with 7 shots and accidentally killed neighbor. So the cop shows up, shoots a guy 7 times. Why? Because this guy, this 19-year-old, was threatening his father with a bat. Now, the last thing you want to do is escalate the violence. So if somebody has a bat and they're having a family argument, and you call the cops, the cops bring a gun to the situation, and then 2 people get shot. I want to know why these cops are not put in the public square in those locks where they put their head and hands in these locks and they stand for about a week and are humiliated in the public square. I think we need to consider that because there are more people shot by cops with impunity, murder with impunity. And they say, well, there's no justification to bring that cop to trial. Unbelievable. And whatever happened to the warning shot? Whatever happened to stop or I'll shoot? That'd be the first thing. Stop or I'll shoot. Then maybe a warning shot into the ground. And 7 shots? So this young 19-year-old has to get shot 7 times? Is that to make absolutely sure that he can't testify in a trial because he was shot 7 times? This is absolutely out of control. Absolutely out of control. And when I see a cop, I'm not thinking pleasant thoughts. When I see cops on the road sniping, and by the way, I went out to, over the last 4 or 5 days, I traveled out to Kansas City. and I saw cops sniping with their radar. Hidden. And I warned everybody I could that there were cops ahead as they were traveling toward me, so that they wouldn't accidentally run into these cops and hurt these people who are doing such a great job of protecting us. You might, by now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll-free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Ossick with Famous Footwear. Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
Captain John Regan is with us, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. John, please continue.
Well, I think I had that one in the right category.
Well, it makes me angry, John. With these cops, are they protecting and serving? What are they doing? I only saw one cop on the entire, I would say almost 9-hour trip to and from Kansas City in the last few days. I I only saw one cop who didn't have his lights on with somebody already stopped. And why? That cop was hiding with all of his lights off, parked perpendicular on the shoulder, so we couldn't see him. And he was sniping with his radar gun. All the other cops had already gotten their vehicle pulled over. And it was annoying. These cops are a menace. They pull people over, and now they're a hazard in the road. They literally are. The lights are so bright you can't see where you're going as you come up to them at night. I mean, these red and white and blue lights are really, really bright. They want to make sure everybody sees them from a distance, and you can. But when you get up close, they blind you. And if anybody's in the road, you can't see them. I object to this. These guys are a menace. They're a threat to us. And they're terrorists. They're absolute terrorists with guns, and they kill people by accident. This cop in Chicago shot and killed a 19-year-old, shot him 7 times. I guess that's because the first 6 didn't count. And then he accidentally shoots and kills a neighbor. Never call 911. Class, never call 911. Why would you do that? Listen, so let's say a family's having a domestic discussion and it gets heated. And why wouldn't it in today's economic times? Why wouldn't there be some raised voices in homes where there's no money to go around and people are arguing about how to spend money they don't have? And then so the teenager says, I'm calling 911, and runs off with a cell phone and calls 911, and then the cops come. Now you're having a heated discussion, right? And the teenager runs off with the cell phone and calls for help, calls the wrong people for help, calls the cops, and they show up with guns. And things like this happen. People get killed by these blue plague thugs. Did you intentionally do this, John?
Let me risk the rest of the show by getting the second one under button pushers. Accidental change.
I'm really upset. And then TSA now claims that they have the right to scan people with these nude scanners. Don't fly, class. Don't fly. Don't participate in this.
No
don't
more opt
do
out.
It. Well, now these TSA pedophiles are saying that, no, you can't opt out. If we want to see your nude body, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Class, if you can, and if you're, number one, don't go through the x-ray scanner. If you can help it. Make lots of noise. And if they say, okay, we'll bring you into a private room so no one will see us feeling you up and putting our hands down your pants, and don't do that either. Say, no, we're going to do it right here. We're going to do it right here.
Vince, what they're saying now is opt-out is not an option.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. Opt-out is, well, it's not always an option. It's not always an option. And here's what happens. You risk losing your flight and your connecting flight. You risk not going where you've paid to go. Who the heck wants to fly anymore? Our government has taken all the fun out of flying. They've made it absolutely miserable for everybody, including the people who are trying to pick up the passengers as they arrive at the airport. As they arrive at the terminal, you go to pick somebody up and the police are there. Hey, you've been here too long. Yeah, what, 30 seconds? You've been here too long. Keep moving. Keep moving. For everybody's safety, keep moving. So now everybody's moving, going around in circles, trying to find that person they're trying to pick up. It's nuts. Wow. All that with one post. Just one post. I can't wait. I can't. John, I started out being pretty calm.
Yes, you were.
An hour and a half ago, I was pretty calm. John Regan, I'll be right back. God willing, and the creek don't rise.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com or call 800-544-3533.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't pick on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
911, what is your emergency? There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Captain John Regan's with us. I'm delighted to be broadcasting with my dear friend, Captain John Regan. He brings every Monday to the broadcast classroom a wealth of knowledge, experience, and information. And every once in a while, he hits my buttons. It's like, and when I talk about abuses to we the villagers, it angers me. It really does. And one of the things that we like to do here at USA Prepares is protect the villagers from the evil things that defective people are doing to us. And one of the categories of posts that I do, Ed Marvini helped me set up some categories. So one of the categories is books and crime and do-it-yourself projects and environmental disasters and those kinds of things. The one that I click the most often to file the post the most often under is government/corruption. That's the one category that seems to probably fit 90% of the things that attract my attention. Government/corruption. It's absolutely everywhere. You look at the protesters and they're standing there with their T-shirts and their sneakers on, and you look at the cops and they've got the batons, the tear gas, the semi-automatic rifles, the grenades, the tasers, the handcuffs, the tie wraps to cut off your circulation so they can carry around these lightweight handcuffs that are made of nylon. You just force people to submit. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine, some guy with all this body armor and equipment on telling you that you're protesting and get down on the ground and lie down and put your hands behind your back. I'll kill you if you don't, so you're going to put you in these torture devices called hinged handcuffs. Can you imagine that? Pretty soon, the village is going to get really, really angry. And then I think people in uniform will remember some of the things that they did to the villagers because the villagers are going to remind them. I suggest that those people who are wearing body armor and tasers, extra magazines for their semi-automatic handguns, semi-automatic rifles, MRAPs, all this equipment, tear gas, all this equipment that they have, I suggest that they remember that they are part of the village. And they take that stick out of our eye before it's too late. John Regan, what's next?
Well, this next one, I think I actually laughed when I read the headline. It's the second link under button pushers. Accidental, in quotes, change. Mm-hmm. And the headline says, scientists say airplane contrails may be accidentally geoengineering the climate.
How much do they have to pay a scientist to say something as idiotic as that? Accidentally?
I think it's just ignorant scientists that don't know that there are chemtrails out there.
John, how can you be an ignorant scientist? How's that possible?
Well, they're taught in school that, airplanes create these contrails, which are water vapor. It's just that, when you see a real contrail, they disappear very quickly. Just a few lengths of airplane back, and they're gone.
On Friday, John Statmiller and I, Friday and Saturday, we were walking around the farm. And I was showing him the creeks, and I was showing him the terrain. I was showing him the cows, and we were all excited because he said, "Can I drag that chain harrow through this field?" We're on a 40-acre field, and I had done about half of it. And he said, "Can I come out here and drag?" And I said, "Sure, absolutely. That would be wonderful." And so I told him about the tractor and which tractor we'd use, and I showed him the chain harrow, and he wanted to drag this. Think of it like a really heavy chain link fence, 10 feet by 10 feet, and you pull it behind a tractor, and then you drag it through the manure piles that the cows drop all over the ground, and you spread them out, and you have a uniform or more uniform distribution of manure as fertilizer. And he wanted to do that. And so I said, well, look at that. Look at that up there. Wow, that's really unusual that we have so few chemtrails in the sky. I said, that's about 10% of what we normally have. A couple minutes later, there were more. And a few minutes later, there were more. And pretty much the entire sky was covered with these chemtrails. Literally. And it was, they would appear and disappear very, very quickly. And we were paying, close attention to it. And so when I say directly overhead over the farm, we have these chemtrails, it's not like they're just aiming right at the Finelli's farm. They're doing it to all of us. And is this an accidental climate change event? No, this is all deliberate. And those pilots who are up there, have you guys lost your minds? Literally, you're destroying the planet. Have you lost your minds? And you're flying in the wake of the other planes' chemtrails. So when you have defective children, it's your fault. Ladies, tell that man in your life who's flying that airplane that you're not going to have children with him. As a matter of fact, you get to sleep on the couch. Because we don't want to take a chance of having a child who's defective because of the ignorant behavior of these pilots and crew flying these planes. And you guys who are loading these tanks on these airplanes with these chemicals, you're guilty as well. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You're a threat to humanity and every living thing. You're traitors to humanity. All of you. All of you. I'm angry.
Let's see if this will help. I've got a video linked under Spy Tech.
Hey, John, just 1 second. Just 1 second. You had like a massive, massive storm come through. We're having a massive storm here too. I believe there's an absolutely positive direct link between these airplanes that are flying, spraying this chemical stuff, dimming the sky, and our weather. Heck, John, it's December. We haven't had a hint of winter yet. It's December. Are we just going to dispense with the 4 seasons and just have 3 or 2 or 1? Our grass right around the farmhouse is magnificent in color. It's green. It's green in the last part of December. This is highly unlikely, highly unusual, but here it is. Green grass. This is not normal. And the flooding is not normal. And the foam is not normal. There's no place to go. There's no place to hide. These guys are... John, have you heard... I got a call from one of our class. And she said, did I hear a broadcast that they are spraying rabies from airplanes? Have you heard of that?
I think I might have seen something on that. I'd have to go into my archives.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to think about, hear, learn, pay attention to, that it's impossible for all of us to do that. So I'm going to try to find out more about that. But can you imagine? Is there a cure for rabies? I don't think so. I may be wrong.
I think this was genetically engineered to control something that they think they can control.
Let's consider this just a rumor for now because I don't know. Class, if you have any definitive information on this, would you email me at Vincent@usaprepares.com, Vincent, Vincent, at usaprepares.com, and we'll follow up on it. But can you imagine? Imagine delivering rabies from above. So who gets it? Well, small animals. Small animals, and then the dogs and cats eat these small animals. And then the dogs and cats carry rabies, and they bring them to a home near you. Actually, your home. Wow. This is sick. Absolutely sick. And John, didn't you bring up that, as we're looking at radiation all over the country here in the United States of America, the location with the least amount of radiation is Washington, D.C. Didn't they get the smallest dose compared to the rest of us? Isn't that what we learned?
At least from what they published, that was the least.
Yeah. What makes them so special? I'm going to hit the mute button. Go ahead.
Well, I know SpyTech doesn't push any buttons for you either. I was watching a YouTube video, and one of those advertisements came on, and it was a 30-second IBM commercial with IBM Watson and Bob Dylan. And, Bob Dylan's not exactly known for enunciating in a way where you can understand what his words are. And Watson is saying that he's read all of his lyrics to improve his language understanding. And just a little snippet in there caught my attention where Watson said that he's able to read 800 million pages per second. And when we get back from the break, I'll we'll go through the other time frames, getting up to how many Watson can go through in a year.
Captain John Regan's with us on Vin Finelli, USAPreparedness.com. And if you'd like to follow along in class today, the Financial State of the Union. How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
Did you know that home break-ins increased more than 100% during the holidays? It takes just 10 seconds for an intruder to kick in your door, but police response to a home alarm system is more than 20 minutes, and intruders are in and out of your home in 5 minutes. Thieves know that you're not home and have presents inside just waiting to be taken. And if you are home, how safe will you feel with an intruder lurking inside with your family? That's why police across the country are recommending you use door armor. Proven to withstand the force of a battering ram, door armor keeps intruders out. It's easy to install and barely visible, and your door armor is guaranteed for life. Go to InvasionStopper.com for a very special buy one, get one at half off deal. These savings are for a limited time and only available to GCN listeners. Protect your valuables and loved ones this holiday season. Go to InvasionStopper.com now. That's InvasionStopper.com.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Visit GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible.
Just recently, we've witnessed some of the most catastrophic disasters in history. Be sure to prepare yourself with great tasting, high quality, GMO-free food. that has a 25-year shelf life. Of course, we're talking about the foods from SurvivalFoodAlliance.com. And don't forget, the human body needs up to 3 quarts of water every day to remain healthy and hydrated. So check out our water bricks at SurvivalFoodAlliance.com. Go to SurvivalFoodAlliance.com or call 877-223-1776.
My name is Don Wiskin, and at 42 years old, I suffered a massive heart attack and was told I'd be on disability for the rest of my life. What did I do? I created Extendivite, a garlic and cayenne mix of 7 herbs which rebuilt my heart and gave me back my life. For over 17 years now, I have made this formula available to you so you don't have to suffer the same thing I did. Clean your blocked arteries and strengthen your heart and boost your natural immune system. I'm 60 years old now and I still work every day. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com. Extendivite is only $69.95 for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares unfiltered and untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Class Captain John Regan is with us, and John will be back tomorrow. We'll be talking about Fukushima. Special 2-hour report continues tomorrow. Captain John Regan, I'm at the Spy Tech section of the financialstateoftheunion.com's news tab. Please continue.
Right, and the first link is a 30-second video, an ad from IBM, where Watson says that he reads 800 million pages per second. And just to try and get that into human terms, if you read 50 pages a day, every day of the year, for 70 years, and let's back off a little bit since you don't know how to read in your early years, that's roughly 1 million pages in a lifetime. So in 1 second, Watson can read 800 times what a person can do in a lifetime. Now, this doesn't talk about comprehension, but let me build this up. So in 1 minute, that translates to 48 billion pages. By the time an hour has gone through, that's 2.8, almost 3 trillion pages. In a day, that's 69 trillion. Over a week, that's almost 500 trillion. And in a year, it's over 25 quadrillion, which is 25,000 trillion pages. So with this current technology, I don't think there's anything that they would not be able to assimilate.
Okay, so John, let's make sure we're clear on this. Any communications that we have that goes out over the internet, texts, tweets, emails, messages that they're able to capture, they can read it, dissect it, and put it into database in a dossier on each one of us. Is that correct? Am I reading this correctly?
Right, and keep in mind, in the old days, like when I was at the Pentagon, they would have computers looking for keywords, and then it would alert an agent to key into the conversation for the person to listen to. So with this technology we have now, we're not fighting against people anymore. We're fighting against computers that never rest.
I talked to a young man who wrote a program that would attach words to emails those keywords that you were talking about. And this program, so if I said, sent you an email and I said, John, here's the link to a story I think you should consider reading. Attached to that, had I used this young man's program, would be a whole bunch of those words that would be flagged by the system. And, you know, they're words that maybe terrorists might use, like. And the thought was that if enough people used them, there would be no way that Big Brother could figure out who to look at first. Because there'd be references to politicians, there'd be references to events, there'd be references to places, and it would put the other team into chaos. And I decided not to interview that person, but it was very interesting. The problem with it is, if everybody used it, it would be, it'd probably put a stop to some of what the government is doing. But the problem is, just like when the SS came to visit houses, each person felt that, you know, we're not going to stand up and we're okay because we'll just hide. So everybody hid. And everybody ended up going to the death camps or got put in ghettos or got sent out of town. Captain John Regan and I will be right back tomorrow for 2 more hours. And we'll be talking about Fukushima. John, any parting words?
Just to let you know, I've got about 80 more links I have to go through on Fukushima, so we'll be talking about it for a while.
There you go. Special reports, I believe it's 105 and 104 and 105 tomorrow. Captain John Regan, thanks so much for educating us. Class above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to... By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
My name is Don Wiskin. In 1994, I lost my 62-year-old father to complications of bypass surgery. In 1977, my 44-year-old brother was found dead in his apartment. He suffered a heart attack. In January of 98, my mother had a stroke and passed away in her bed. 21 days later, my 53-year-old brother passed away on his arrival to the hospital. He waited too long. In June that same year, I almost joined them at 42. What did I do? I took a 7-herb formula I now call Extendivite, made from garlic, cayenne, bilberry, ginkgo biloba, hawthorn, milk thistle, and valerian. Based on German studies of natural medicine, Extendivite is designed to clear blocked arteries, clean the toxins from your blood, and improve your immune system. To get your Extendivite, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit our website, heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendo.